Hey, it's Mark Williams from Swine Like Barbecue. Today we're going to give y'all our take of a buffalo chicken sandwich. We got some boneless, skinless thighs here. We're going to get them in a quick marinade. Then we got the 26-inch Weber kettle fired up. We're going to get these grilled off and have a really good crust on them. To finish it all off, it's going to be on Texas toast with a homemade slaw. It's going to be good. Let's get started. So first thing we'll do is get these thighs laid out. With these being boneless, a lot of times they got a lot of bad butcher cuts in them or anything like that. Anything you see that's hanging off or a heavy amount of fat, just remove it. Don't worry about it. We're going to do the same process to both sides. Once you get them trimmed up, then it'll be ready for the next step. So after we get these thighs trimmed, this is a technique that we've done before on boneless, skinless thighs. You'll get them laid out on your butcher block. We take a rolling pin, or if you have a meat mallet available, either way, we'll wrap it in saran wrap to keep it sanitary. And then all you do is just use it just like you would a meat mallet. You're going to beat it out until you get a uniform shape on these thighs. You'll have some ends that are a little bit thicker, and by doing this, it's going to get it the same thickness all the way across. That way they cook even. You'll do it to both sides. And like I say, you just do it to your desired thickness. And I think that'll work just fine for what we're trying to do today. And we'll be ready to get these thighs in marinade. So today in this marinade, it's going to be a little bit unique to our flavors. I've had pretty good luck with this in chicken, believe it or not. We'll start out with a 20-ounce bottle of Pepsi. I don't know what this Pepsi does to chicken, but it is an awesome flavor. It adds a little bit of sweetness, breaks that chicken down a little bit. So once we get the Pepsi in the bowl, we got a half a cup of Killer Hogs hot sauce. If you hadn't tried this hot sauce yet, you are missing out because it is some of the best around. We'll get that incorporated. And I take 1 lime and 1 lemon. Kind of give that a stir. And then we just bring the thighs right in the marinade. We're going to let these sit in this marinade for about 2 to 4 hours. Just kind of depends on your schedule that day. You really can't go too much. I have done this overnight on wings before and it does really well. So we got the chicken in the marinade. I'm going to get it in the fridge for about 2 hours. And then once we get it marinated, we'll get that 26-inch kettle fired up and we'll be ready to cook this chicken. So let's get this slaw made. You take 1 cup of mayo and a half a cup of milk. You want to get that combined really well. Once you do that, you're going to add a packet of your ranch dressing mix. Just a standard Hidden Valley mix, nothing special. Here we're going to add 3/4 cup of the dressing we just made. And then you want to incorporate a half a cup of goat cheese. You can use any kind of cheese you like. I just feel like goat cheese adds an extra flavor and it's got a good creaminess to it once it's mixed. Then you're going to get salt and pepper to taste. We used about 2 tablespoons and just get it mixed up good. So today we're cooking on a Weber 26-inch kettle. We're going to take a full chimney of royal oak charcoal and then we'll place a tumbleweed underneath it to get it going. It's going to take about 25 to 30 minutes to get these coals white up top. Once they are, we'll be ready to cook. All right, so we've got these chicken thighs here. They've been in the marinade for about 2 hours. We're going to get them out of the marinade, get a little bit of rub on them. You can use any rub you like. We're going to use the ground, of course, tonight, but any kind of barbecue rub, Killer Hogs hot or anything like that would be great on it. So let's get them out. They're going to be a little wet, but we'll just kind of let them drip dry. And then we'll get them over our pan. And we just want to rub on them just so to give it some color and make that sauce at the end have something to stick to. And we'll get them all in this little half pan and get a good medium heavy coat on both sides. So we got this chimney of coal ready to go. You can tell the tops of that lump coal is starting to turn white. It's just where we want it. I'm going to set the grill up for kind of a 2-zone fire. We'll get all that on one end. Like I say, it'll be a pretty quick cook, so it's not going to be too bad at all. And then I'll come back and add just a little bit of unlit. And once we get that in, I'm just going to throw a couple little chunks of pecan on here just for a little bit of added flavor. And then we'll get the grate in place. Now I'm going to cook directly on the factory Weber grate. I kind of want that chicken to get a good char on it, not really worried about appearance. The better char we can get, the more flavor that sauce is going to soak in. It's going to give you a little bit better crust and a lot more flavor in the end. So we'll get the lid on it. I'm going to run the damper about halfway open. And then we'll be ready to cook here in just a few minutes. So it's been about 10 minutes. This Weber got right up to 350, exactly where I want on the indirect side. If I had to guess, I'd say the direct side's probably around that 500 range, which would be perfect for what we're trying to do here. We'll get this lid off. And it'd be hard to see, but leaving these thighs a little bit wet from that marinade really made that rub break down quick, and it sweated pretty quick. So we're gonna get them right over these coals. And we're really just cooking the color right here. We get the color we want, you know, we'll check them here in about a minute, minute and a half. We get the color we want, we'll move it over here to this indirect side and get our internal doneness where we want it. So now it's time to get the sauce made. I'll start out with a half a stick of butter and get it melted good. You can do this in the microwave or stovetop, either one. Once you get it melted, you want to incorporate your favorite hot sauce. Everybody knows Killer Hog's hot sauce got my vote, and that's what I'm using today. So it's been about 2 minutes. We're gonna check these thighs out. They got pretty good color on the bottom. We're gonna go ahead and flip them, let that top side be drying out. That'll help us get a little bit more color. We'll let them run about 2 or 3 more minutes. We'll check the other side. Once we get the color we want, like I say, we'll get over here on this indirect side and we'll start getting that sauce on it, really working the good flavors. So it's been about 3 more minutes since we last checked on them. Let's see what kind of color we got. Oh yeah. We're gonna get these over here and just kind of let them calm down. Like I say, some of them may get a little darker than others, but that'll be fine. Thighs are pretty forgiving, especially when you're gonna run it in the sauce later. So we're gonna let them roll on this side for now. Get them up to about 185, 190 internal temperature. That way they'll be good and tender. And then we'll get some sauce on them here in a few minutes. So we just got done temping them. They're temping about 165, 170. That gives us about a 10-degree window to go ahead and get these glazed up with this sauce. So what I got is our Killer Hog's hot and a little bit of butter mixed up. And we're just gonna give them a little pat of sauce and kind of let this set in. So it's been about another 2 or 3 minutes since we glazed these. They got excellent color though now. We're gonna get them all flipped over. There's the ugly one. We finna make it pretty though. Do the same thing on this side, just pat them again. All right, we'll let these go about maybe 5 minutes this time and we'll give them a good temp and I think we'll be right where we need to be. So we got some Texas toast here buttered. We're finna get it a little crispy for us. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lay this pan right here on the side of this cooker. And I'm gonna leave it on the foil. That way we take less of a chance of actually burning it. And it should just toast up pretty good on that foil by itself. So it's been about 5 minutes since we got this toast on here. We're gonna get them all flipped. Like I say, some of them may get a little bit more color than others just because where the heat's at, but they all look pretty good to me. I can work with that. We may rotate them a little bit to kind of get us a little bit more room there. A few more minutes, man, we'll be building a buffalo chicken sandwich. So man, we got this chicken here on this cutting board. We let it rest for about 10 minutes. To get things started, we trimmed these thighs, a light trim, and then we used the rolling pin to kind of beat them out and get them flat to where they'd cook a little bit more even. Once we got them on the Weber, we took them about 175. And during that process, we glazed them with that Killer Hog's hot sauce. We're finna build us a good sandwich. So we got some toast here. All I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make me a double cut one. Take 2 of those. And then we're gonna top it with this slaw. Then we'll take this hot sauce, a little bit extra ain't never hurt nobody. It's fixing to wake this sandwich up. And then we'll come back with another piece of toast. Let's give it a cut. Not gonna lie, I'm a fan of a buffalo chicken sandwich. I believe these flavors are gonna do pretty well together. Man, it looks good. I must say, that Texas toast makes it. It's a lot better than a bun. The bread don't get in the way of what you're actually eating. The chicken thighs, they're full of moisture. It's probably one of the best buffalo chicken sandwiches I've ever had. And I'm not saying it because we cooked it for this video. It's phenomenal. That Killer Hog's hot sauce makes it. But this slaw with that goat cheese, it just adds a whole nother element of this flavor that you really don't get on most buffalo chicken sandwiches. That's a wrap for us today at Swine Life. Thank y'all for checking this video out. It's a little bit different than we normally do, but it has some great flavors, and I think y'all will enjoy it. If y'all have any questions, shoot us a message on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We'll see y'all next time.